Hi, it's Melinda at Green the Suburbs. I just wanted to do a little video for you. It's mid-fall here. It's October in California. And I thought I'd do a little movie about water conservation. And I thought I'd start out with a little bit of irony as I pour water helplessly into my swimming pool to try to keep it full. But on the balancing side of this, what I'm trying to do with my property is use less water, use it more responsibly and more effectively. So, here's where I'm at. I just got two different sets of tree trimmers to give me their chips after they were done. So I had two gigantic piles. Some of it It's really it's really strange how different they are. Because what I got from one guy is just really green and chunky and uniform. What I got from the other guy is half composted. It's really smelly. It's different stuff. It's big chunks and some of it is little hair-like stuff. It's really crazy. But anyway, it's all free, so you kind of have to take what you get, right? And it will all end up the same way eventually, just a matter of time. So, where I'm at right now, I'm under this gigantic ponderosa pine tree. I've got a red-tailed hawk living up there and just all kinds of stuff. So that tree's got to stay here forever. And in order for it to do that, the sprinklers in this area just died. They didn't work. They stopped working, and I don't want to replace them. But I do have to do something to get water to that tree. So what I'm going to do is mulch it all out in a back to Eden kind of a way. So I'll put this mulch all over the area, let it go ahead and bake down the way that it wants to, and send some nutrients to that tree. So that's step one. I don't have to pour water constantly on a dying section of lawn, just trying to keep a tree alive. Section two, I've got this barranca out here. Steep hillsides. And we had some steps put in a couple of years ago so that we could at least get down there, because you'd have to be kind of a mountain climber to get down. But anyway, we had that done. And what I'm doing up here is I'm trying to sort of reclaim an area here so it'll be less wild. And once again, back to Eden, mulching. As you see, I've got the newer kind right here. Now, to stabilize this hillside, the slope isn't nearly as great on this side as it is on the other. So I think this is a good one to start with. I'm going to plant some trees along the hillside with some really good roots. There's this process I heard about called net and pan, where you basically build a nest out so that nutrients and things and rain, and as it falls down, it kind of stays there instead of just racing down the hill. It stays there and feeds the tree so that the roots spread out and get nice and big and stable. And that's a cheap and effective way of stabilizing a hillside that's not otherwise going to be very useful unless you get in there and terrace it and get all crazy with it, which I'm just not willing to do right now. I've got too much else to do on this property. On the flat part of it, mulching it all up, you can see those big chunks of wood around. I'm going to put those along the edge right here. Just line the edge there and put a Heugel bed right at the edge. So that'll help in water catchment in this general area, and having the mulch on there will help it soak up anyway. So that's a good answer back here, and eventually I will move that fence. But right now this is just so rough, and I've got, as I said, plenty of other things to do. So right now we're just trying to reclaim soil right here. So anyway, head back, head back. Big old nasty eucalyptus tree. The thing about it, I can't just come in and get rid of it right now, because right behind it is a road that looks right into my property, into my backyard. So I need that now until I can get some things growing up these hillsides. Right here and right here. So I guess we're going to from the wildest section to the more civilized sections here. I have a grapevine planted here. If it makes it here, it may not want to live here. It's pretty close to the pine tree. But if it does, I want to put an arched arbor on this hillside. Just an arch going up the hillside there, and just fill it with grapes. I think that would be lovely. So anyway, up into the area that I've really kind of been working on. Here's my banana tree still in its pot. Eventually it will get a banana circle. As soon as I find out if we ever get some rain, we're in our 3rd year of drought, but if we ever get a decent amount of rain, I'll find out where the puddles occur on my property and put the banana circle there. So then over here, where I'm starting the food forest, I just wasn't able to make nearly enough mulch or compost to get anything done with this. But I have that icky stinky stuff that the tree service delivered for me, and I spread that all around. Now when it was in a pile, it was just steaming. It's composting already. So I just put it out here, and I'll let it continue. And then my trees will end up happy, and I can plant some more, because I've got a nice spot right there. And this is that fence that I said I wanted to take down and scoot back. Okay, to my composter. And that's an orange tree that was already here, and it's living. Seems to be doing all right. And I planted some peas and beans underneath to give it some nitrogen. My planter beds, I also did a kind of a modified Heugel culture thing. I buried some wood in there, and then I put some of my compost, and then I put some I don't remember, something else. I put several layers in here, and then I finally put some I ended up just having to buy some decent topsoil to put in. So, but it's looking good. This is becoming sort of my nursery right at the moment. Filled in between here, so I don't have to walk on muddy area if it ever does start raining. This bed also has some wood buried in it, and it's helping a lot. This soil is a lot richer than it was. But it needs another, as soon as it gets a clean out. And it's got all these fall crops, and even some of the summer things got a second wind. So I don't want to mess with it right now. If it's not broken, don't fix it, right? Over here, I've got my perennial veggies covered up so the dogs don't step on them and the cabbage moths don't get them and all that kind of stuff. So over here is another area of concern. This area is kind of an area of I don't want to be constantly wrestling with the thatch that grows in this section of the yard. I don't want to rake up all the leaves that are constantly falling from these ficus trees. And I don't really want to do anything under all these heavy roots, because there's not that much that you can do under those trees, I think. So I'm going to just take the rest of the leaf mulch that I got, I think, and spread it all under there, and then this little tiny section of lawn as well. Save a little more water there, because I won't have to water that anymore at all. Now, to the most civilized approach. I've got my water barrels set up. Right now I have that one and these two, and then I have another one down by the veggie beds. Here, I'm going to go slow so you don't get sick. It's all the way down there behind that one veggie bed. And it's a white one. I think probably the bushes will grow out over it enough that it won't end up with a moss problem, but we'll see.